الحمد لله والصلاة والسلام على رسول الله وعلى آله وصحبه ومن والاه. We need to know that in the Tayamum we have those following things which are very important to bear in mind. A shart and a wajib and a rukn. The shart, the prerequisite, is the niyyah. And the wajib, which is the compulsory act, is the saying Bismillah. And the rukn, which is the pillar, is to strike hands into the ground. And we said what type of ground that we need is all of those things that is from the ground, save the metals and the wood and the paper. So anything to do with dirt, sand, soil, rocks, concrete, tiles, stones and all of that, as long as it is pure. So you cannot make Tayamum in a wetted rock by urine, or a wetted land by urine, or where there is excrement mixed into the dirt. You cannot make Tayamum with that. So in each of the Tayamum, three things. Number one is the niyyah, which is a shart, prerequisite, to the intention. Number two is the saying of the Bismillah, which is compulsory. Number three is the pillar, and that is to strike the land with the two palms, and if there is any dirt in them, you blow into them, or you could maybe strike your hand, like we said before, and then you wipe your face. That's the pillar. So this is how the description of the Tayamum. Remember that the earth has to be clean, and that's from the conditions of the earth being clean. So those are the three actions of the Tayamum. Ammar ibn Yasir, when he was on Janaba, him, radiallahu anhu, he was basically trying to improvise, I should say the word, and he did not have water. So what he did, he thought, because the wudu and the ghusl goes on all of the body, he said, let me just make the sand on all of my body. So he improvised. Because he's on Janaba, he needs ghusl. So he doesn't have water, so he had ghusl from the sand. And from the dirt. The word is said in Arabic, فَتَمَعَّكْتُ. Tama'aka is like he had rolled himself into the earth in order to have the whole dirt while touching his body. It's like having a ghusl from the dirt. And then he prayed. He mentioned that to the Prophet ﷺ. He said to him, it is sufficient for you to do this. And what he did, he struck the earth with his two hands, and then he wiped over his face. Of course, blowing into this is just for the sake of the particles goes into your eye. So once you strike the land, you blow into it, but it's heavy particles, you shake your hands, take the particles away, and then you wipe your face, and then your hands. And that's Tayamum. We understand from this hadith that the Prophet ﷺ did not tell Ammar to do the salah again. So what he had done was sufficient, because he did not just strike the land with his palms. He had actually put the whole of his body onto the dirt. So that was more than what is supposed to be done. There was an incident that took place as well with Abdullah ibn Mas'ud and Umar al-Khattab. For verily, Umar al-Khattab, he didn't have water, he didn't do the prayer. Whereas Abdullah ibn Mas'ud, he did the Tayamum. So actually, the Tayamum is, I would say, a concession of the Almighty subhanahu wa ta'ala in the case of the person, he hasn't got the water, or he has got the water, but he can't use it. Let's go to the benefit. Now.
The note, no, benefit. I'm saying benefit, it's a benefit.
The ruling concerning Tayamum is that it takes the place of ablution, hence it makes permissible whatever ablution makes permissible. Furthermore, it is permissible to perform it before the time of prayer begins, in the same way that one may make ablution before the time of prayer begins. Similarly, one may pray as much as one wishes after performing Tayamum, in the same way that one may pray as much as one wills after making ablution.
So this is a very good note, it's a benefit that we benefit from, which is that the Tayamum is actually takes place from the wudu and from the wash, the ghusl. So just whatever the wudu is permissible, then the Tayamum is permissible. Meaning, if we are allowed to make wudu before the time starts, we're allowed to make Tayamum before the time starts. So you could pray as much as you want with that Tayamum. You don't have to make Tayamum every time that you want to do the prayer. But every time you break the wudu, you make Tayamum again. So it's exactly as beneficial, and you would substitute the wudu in full. Substitute the ghusl in full. Now we add to this as well benefit the following. We say that the wiping over the hands is where the cut takes place from the amputation, when the person steals. Okay, that's the hand. It's called. So that the wiping is on top of that hand. So it's not actually, which is the second benefit, is not actually to go and do it all the way up to the underarm. Okay, I'm saying this because there was a companion, which is actually Ammar ibn Yasir again. He was doing it up to the arm. He used to make like Tayamum like this, put the sand all over. But it's actually up to where the amputation of the hand. There is a hadith which says that the Tayamum is 2 darba, 2 strikes. But actually, the chains of those hadith is not authentic. So you might find it in some books which are very strong hadiths, but they're not strong in terms of their narrations. So let's just say that if you have come across a hadith which says that you strike the land twice, then know for the fact it's not authentic. Striking the land is only once. Now we come to the nawaqid.
What invalidates it? Everything that invalidates ablution also invalidates Tayamum. Furthermore, the presence of water for one who did not have access to water or the ability to use water for one who was previously incapable also invalidates the Tayamum. However, all the prayers prayed previously with the Tayamum are valid and need not be repeated.
Right. So here the Tayamum is invalidated by 2 things. Number 1, whatever invalidates the wudu. So whatever invalidates the wudu is what invalidates Tayamum. That's the first thing. Second thing is that the presence of water, or the water was present but you were started to be capable of using it. So this is the 2 invalidators. Again, what invalidates the wudu invalidates your Tayamum. Like for example, what invalidates your wudu from the deep sleep, the passing of the feces, passing of the urine and all of that, it invalidates your Tayamum. And also the presence of water for the person who is having water, or he's got the water but he started now to be able to use it, then your Tayamum will be invalid. But whatever prayer that you have prayed with that Tayamum is authentic, so you don't have to make your prayer again. You don't have to make your prayer again because you have the water. Now, if the person was in the salah and the water was just come while in the salah, then let him leave the salah because it's an invalidated. You remember when I said that before the last time? Yes, if you are in the salah and the water came while in the prayer, I didn't say that? Okay, you add that to the bench as well. So after the salah, let's say you prayed the dhuhr, when you're finished, and the water was present, you don't have to repeat the salah. But if you are in the salah, because we said what invalidates the Tayamum, 2 things. Number 1 is what invalidates the wudu. So if you are in the prayer and you pass wind, then you have to stop the prayer. The second invalidator is the presence of water, or you be capable of using it. So if you started being capable of using the water, or the water was not there and you came there, and while you are praying, then you have to stop the prayer because it's invalid now. Just a passing wind. Exactly. Now, of course, if you are in Janaba and you made Tayamum, and the water was present, you have to make the ghusl now. It's not you have to make wudu. Wudu is not going to be enough. It's according to what your situation is. So I'm going to ask again, from one of the children. Tawban, if you had prayed your Dhuhr prayer with Tayamum, and after you finish the prayer, after saying Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah, somebody brought you the water. You have to repeat that prayer?
No.
No, you don't. Very good, Tawban. I'm going to ask one difficult question for Talha. Talha, you are in the first taslima. You said Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. Before you said the second one, the water came. That's a very difficult question. Do you understand what I said? You just said Assalamu alaikum the first before you said the second one. The water came. The prayer is invalid or valid? Anybody? Now,
It's valid
why?
because the first salam has been made and that's sufficient.
Okay, very good. First salam is the rukun. Second one, it is not a pillar. So if you have said Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah, you pass wind, you have to repeat the prayer. Same thing, if you found water, you have to repeat the prayer. Okay, Talha? So after the first salutation, khalas, you finished. Even if you want to do the second one. So if you pass wind or your water is there, you don't have to do the second salutation. Your prayer is valid. Okay. Go ahead. What was it included?
Abu Sa'id al-Khudri radiallahu anhu narrated 2 men went out on a journey. The time for prayer came and they did not have water with them. Thus they made Tayamum with pure earth and they both prayed. Later they came across water during the time of the same prayer. One of them repeated his prayer and ablution while the other did not. Then they came to the Messenger of Allah sallallahu alayhi wasallam and mentioned that to him. He said to the one who did not repeat his prayer, "You have captured the sunnah and your prayer suffices." Then he told the one who made ablution and repeated the prayer, "For you is the reward twice."
Okay, which one is better? It's 2 people here. So what is it? 2 men in the journey. Salah was there and there's no water. One, the second one, both of them made Tayamum. And after they finished the prayer, they found the water. One did not repeat the prayer, and the second repeated the prayer after he made wudu. They went to the Prophet ﷺ and they told him, Prophet of Allah, he said, for the first one who did not repeat the prayer, he said, you have hit the sunnah, and your prayer is enough. The second one, he said to him, which he had repeated the prayer, you got the reward twice. Which one is better? The first. But how can you get the reward twice? So getting the reward twice doesn't mean that you are as good as the one who hit the sunnah. Hit the sunnah, I mean got the sunnah. Hit the sunnah is, slapped the sunnah. Right. So why did he have the reward twice?
Doing the prayer again.
So for the salah, and what is the second reward?
The other salah was like
Is it voluntary?
He did the salah, he did the second.
The effort?
Huh?
The effort.
The effort, the ijtihad. Right. So the first reward is for the salah, second reward for the ijtihad. You know ijtihad, you improvise. For improvisation. Because there was nobody there to ask him. That's why he improvised. But after you know the haqq, are you allowed to improvise now?
Yeah.
You can't improvise anymore. You need the haqq now. Right, go ahead for the next second note.
Note, if someone has an injury that he has bandaged or a break that he has put a cast on, then he is no longer obliged to wash that portion of his body. At the same time, it is not necessary for him to wipe over it or make tayammum for it. The proof of this is Allah's statement, لا يكلف الله نفسا إلا وسعها. Allah burdens not a person beyond his scope. Furthermore, the Messenger of Allah sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, if I order you something, do as much of it as you are capable. Thus the Quran and Sunnah have dropped anything that a person is not able to do. To say that something else must be done as a substitute is a Sharia ruling that cannot be permitted except by the Quran or Sunnah, since there is no verse or Sunnah stating wiping as a substitute for washing over the cast and other things that one cannot wash over other things that one cannot was over, that view cannot be upheld.
Right. We need to further discuss this statement. For verily, the person, he could be struck in an injury, that the usage of water is dangerous. It is what? Dangerous. But in that case, even though that he wrapped his injury, but maybe that water will cause him more danger, then in that case Tayamum, and the hadith for that, if you remember, the one whom his companion killed him, yes? They were on the journey, and one of them had been injured in his head, and the head is very delicate. So he said, I'm not able to use the water because of my injury. He said, no, you've got water, you have to do it. So he had washed himself with water, and then he died. Prophet ﷺ knew about this, he killed him, Allah killed him. However, the cure of the ignorance is to ask. He called the ignorance is to be illness. إنما شفاء العي يسوى. The cure of marad. Marad here is the sickness or the illness. The illness is what? Ignorance. Is to ask. He should have asked. For it was enough for him to make the Tayamum. But if the injury was not fatal, let's say you got injury in your hand, you wrapped it. So what do you do now? You do the ghusl for all the body except for that hand. There's no need for Tayamum now. So, and then also, he had mentioned a very important point, which is there's no wiping over the cast if you have a cast on top of that injury. Because to wipe over the cast, you need a proof for that. There is no proof. And whatever has been mentioned from the hadith is not authentic. So there is no wiping. Now, but some of the scholars said, out of ihtiyat, precautionary, you make Tayamum. You make Tayamum for that udu. But, as I said, that's a precaution. But if you did the ghusl for all your body, save that area which you could not do the ghusl for it because it's injured, no problem in your ghusl, insha'Allah, sufficient. Right. Let's go to the Tayamum with the wool.
Permissibility of making Tayamum with a wool. Ibn Abbas radiallahu anhu narrated Abdullah ibn Yasir, the client of Maymuna radiallahu anha, the wife of the Prophet sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, and I went to Abu Juhaym ibn al-Harith ibn al-Simah al-Ansari. Abu al-Juhaym said the Prophet sallallahu alayhi wa sallam was returning from Bir Jamal. Bir Jamal. Bir Jamal, close to Medina. Bir Jamal, close to Medina. And a man met him and greeted him. The Prophet ﷺ did not return the greeting until he turned to a wall with his hands and wiped his face and hands, and then he returned his greeting.
That wiping of the wall, was that enough for the Prophet to do the prayer later on? No. It's just only for returning salam, that's it. He had water, but it's just quick. Like when you go to sleep. You remember we said we want to sleep? I'm on janaba or not on wudu. I just touch the wall, Bismillah, and then I will wipe my face and my hands and khalas, and I go to sleep. I'm on tahara. But this tahara is not for me to go make what? A prayer. Salah. Right. Now let's just go and ask the questions and we'll finish at the end. First question. Person who is on tahara. Are you listening to me, adults? Person who is on tahara. And he's going to pray. He prayed his asr. His maghrib is going to come and his isha. He has no water. Is he allowed to make intercourse? Do you understand the question? I mean, person who is on tahara, he prayed his asr because he's prayed his maghrib and isha. He knows he's got no water whatsoever. So he wants to make the marital relation with his wife. Is he allowed or is he not? And you say to me, why? Well, I'm just going to be Is it allowed? Yes or no? Then ask you some questions to just make you interactive in this class. Now, anybody? Yes or no?
I think so, yes.
So, and then what?
And it has to do what you call it, Tayamum.
So, there's no such thing that will hold it because there's no water.
No.
No. Very good. Actually, you have said the answer with your instinct. Nobody's holding you from not to making the marital relationship with your wife. So you're allowed, and you make Tayamum. You don't have to make sure there's water there. Yes? Keep shaking your head. Wait. Person who have got water. Now, that water is only quarter of this little bottle. It's not enough even to wash the feet of us. Just like the end. What should he do? Yeah. That's a question for you. Think. A, shall I give you a clue? A, answer A, make them. Okay, I can keep it. Okay. B, make wudu with this. That's it. C, make wudu with whatever you can, and the rest, if you can't, then Tayamum. Yes?
Wouldn't it just be Tayamum because there's not enough, sufficient enough water to actually hold it?
Okay. That's your answer? So it's A. No, B, sorry. B was A. A. That's what he thinks. I'm not saying right or wrong. Anybody?
Yeah, make wudu.
Make wudu.
If it's if you can make wudu with it, but if you know you can't, then do Tayamum.
You know it's not going to be sufficient. Yeah, that's what you think, believe.
Then you can do Tayamum.
Do Tayamum. Okay. What? Actually, the right answer is C. He will do as much as he can with the wudu if he arrived to the conclusion after he had done it, because sometimes you are under the impression that going to be on. You do that, and then the rest you make Tayamum. Alright? I'm just saying, quarter of this bottle, because quarter of this bottle, it could be enough for some people. But if I said, for example, you got the water quantity of like a spit, that's nothing, there's nothing that we're doing there, Tayamum. Is that understood?
Yeah.
Putting your finger up, go ahead.
So wouldn't it depend also on the situation if you need that water to drink as well?
Okay, this person, he's got, another question, that is water for him, and he's in the desert, about to die. And if he uses the water for wudu, he died, and he uses Tayamum, is he permissible to use Tayamum or not?
Yes.
He must, not yes. He must use Tayamum. It's not just permissible, because he's jeopardizing his life. A person who's in the boat on the sea, and he's got some water like this. If he uses it for Tayamum, for wudu, he will die of thirst. Should he make Tayamum or should he not? Caught red-handed now.
No, because he's surrounded by the sea.
So what should he do with the sea?
Make wudu.
So you're allowed to make wudu and even have a swash and swim in the sea, and you'll be okay. And some people think that the sea is not good water. Salty water doesn't matter. Right. Another question. Person, he's woke up in Janaba. Sunrise in 3 minutes. Do you understand that?
Yeah.
Person woke up. And that happens. And he's in Janaba. Either it's a wet dream or had a marital relationship before the night before. Woke up in Janaba 3 minutes before sunrise. It's impossible for him, to go to Ghana, because by the time he takes off his clothes, by the time he eats the water or down, whatever. Let's say just make it even more impossible. 1 minute. Should he make Tayamum or should he make a ghusl, and you tell me why? Yeah. Think. If he makes ghusl, then he'll be outside the time. Yeah. Huh?
He'll be out of time anyway because he can't.
So it's not his fault.
He can't break the salah in 1 minute anyway.
It's not his fault. Is it all the time? It's not his fault. Think. What are you talking about? You're watching Hollywood films all night. Qiyam Hollywood.
And then he has to do it. Then he missed the salah. It's his fault. He's missed the salah. He has to do ghusl.
So has he got any option to make tayammum?
No.
That's very good. By the way, this is a madhab fiqh. Some of them they say yes. No, you can't. So in case one that it is not your fault, that means you put the alarm and mashallah you slept and all of that and did not wake up until 2 minutes before sunrise. Your time starts from that time. So you have mashallah time. I'm just saying, you don't have from time, for example, to go and watch film and then go and have a shower. No. I'm just saying that means your time starts from there, even the sunrise. As Abu Bakr, he said, if that happens, then we did not fall you short. We did not do wrong. So when he prayed once the Fajr and when he woke up late, he started to pray the Fajr and recite. And then when he started, some of the companions complained. He said, you should have recited quicker because you are about to make us come out of what? Of the time. He said, if we come out of the time, that means Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will not find us as falling short. We're not falling short. We're doing what we're supposed to do. And if it is the second case where it is your fault, you did not put the alarm, you don't even care. When you just woke up 1, 2, 3 minutes, then you have to make that ghusl as fast as you can and do it before the sunrise. If the sunrise had risen, no fajr. If the sun had risen and you haven't even done the second sajda, so you haven't done the first sajda or the first rak'ah, you can't pray. So you have to finish your ghusl and finish the first sujood of the first rak'ah. So the sun had risen, the time which says the sun rises at this time, it just came to that time, and while you are not finishing the first sajda, the prayer is invalid. Finished. لا تلومن إلا نفسك. Don't blame anybody except yourself. So that is a very good answer. Okay, person. This is by the way in the fiqh books as well. He is in the house of somebody, a guest. And that host of his has got a wife. And the wife was sleeping with her husband, everything. They all see this guest. This guest was on janaba during the night. The Arab should know about this, isn't it? This happens. He's on janaba. Should he make tayammum? Because he's worried that he's going to ask for water from the host, and the host, he might have some sort of hoax ideas about this man, that this guy, what is he? Why did he have a wet dream? He might be thinking about my wife and all of that. And should he make tayammum or should he make ghusl? And knock on the door of the host, give me some water please because I'm on janaba. I need to have ghusl. Tayammum? Ghusl, ya akhi. No tayammum. Ghusl. You should make ghusl. I knock on his door and I want water. I have ghusl with it. There's no such thing as having doubts about me. In the first place, he had invited me in his house. He invited me with suspicion about me. Or sneaking through door holes and looking at you or whatever. Can't be. So I will have this normal thing, person having a wet dream. And janaba. Fine. So we will have ghusl. Very good. After this, now we're going to the women's stuff. Now the women's stuff, do we have enough women here? That's the problem.
I think we should leave it next time.
Because this is a very, very important topic, and I want the sisters to be here, because I know it's not going to be relevant to you guys.
I think we should leave it to the next one.
We leave it, we finish the class.
We advertise it better next time.
Did we advertise it?
No, he said we will advertise it better next time.
Oh.
Then how will the sisters come?
Well, tell them this is a women's issue.
Yeah, specifically tell them.
The women's issue, they need to come. This is really important, and I bet you some of them, they don't know anything about this stuff.
I think we should advertise it for next time.
They've got so many things messed up regarding this issue. They need to be clarified.
Yeah, and when's your next Wednesday? It's not like...
Okay, our next gonna be Arbi'a is the 7th of March.
Yeah.